I'm Rebecca Fryer with Kingstonist News. Here's what's making headlines today, February 15th, 2023. Kingston is expecting double-digit temperatures today, and that may just be the official signal of the end of ice fishing season in the Kingston, Frontenac, Lennox, and Addington area. Local police and fire services both urge extreme caution on local ice after a vehicle broke through and sank to the bottom of Dog Lake earlier this week. Just before noon on Monday, OPP got a call about a truck that had fallen through the ice the previous night, and thankfully the driver had escaped unharmed. The Ministry of Transportation is investigating, and currently there is no word on if any charges will be laid. A Kingston driver faces charges of failure to yield to a pedestrian after striking a crossing guard at the intersection of Taylor Kidd Boulevard and Milford Drive on Tuesday morning. Police say the driver was turning left onto Taylor Kidd when their vehicle struck the guard. Frontenac paramedics assessed the crossing guard at the scene and transported them to Kingston General Hospital to be assessed for minor injuries. Police say this was the second instance of a collision involving a pedestrian in as many days, after a pedestrian was also struck by a vehicle at Princess and Sydenham Streets on Monday, February 13th. Frontenac OPP are asking for the public's help to identify a number of suspects involved in several break-and-enters at the new fire hall site currently under construction in South Frontenac. OPP say thieves have been stealing from the site since early July 2022 and that they've been taking approximately $7,000 worth of tools over the last 6 months. Police believe a number of individuals may be involved, and they hope that by releasing some security camera images, the public may be able to help them identify at least one of the persons involved. OPP ask anyone with any information about these incidents or who recognizes any of these suspects to give them a call or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. Kingston police have also released an image of a suspect that they're trying to identify following the theft of a cell phone from the downtown branch of the Kingston Frontenac Public Library from earlier this year. Police say the suspect entered the library on Johnson Street and stole the phone from a table while the victim was studying. The suspect is described as a white male, approximately 6 feet tall, weighing 170 pounds with short brown hair. Police say he was wearing a black branded Bell jacket at the time, black graphic t-shirt, blue jeans, and black and brown winter boots at the time of the incident. Anyone with information on this suspect's identity is asked to contact Kingston Police. Reminder that tips can also be provided anonymously by calling the Kingston Police main line and simply asking to remain anonymous. And lastly, if you remember that noon-hour emergency alert that most of us got last week warning about armed suspects possibly in the Smiths Falls, Lanark County, Carleton Place, and/or Sharbot Lake areas? Well, as it turns out, there may have never been 2 armed suspects at all, and there may have never actually been a weapon. It was just after 4:15 p.m. that same day that OPP confirmed to the media that there was no longer a risk to the public, and that 26-year-old Dale Lewis Scott of Drummond North Elmsley Township had been taken into custody following a police chase in a stolen vehicle from the Smiths Falls area. While the alert was active, though, OPP did release images of 2 suspects that were actually part of another completely separate investigation happening coincidentally at the exact same time as the stolen car takedown, and thus OPP and their communications to the media and the public became a little crossed. So to read more about what actually happened and who is actually still wanted, you can check out the full story right now at kingstonist.com. And for more on these stories and other headlines, or to submit your own news, visit kingstonist.com and become a subscriber today. I'm Rebecca Fryer. Have a great one, Kingston.